morning. It is Tuesday and I have transferred all of my painting stuff downstairs because got an exciting package coming today. Oh my god, I hope it comes today. I've been tracking it for the past week and it got stuck last week and over the weekend because it's just been bank holiday, so I was like, I'm hoping to see my niece today, so I'm going to bounce off a bit later, but Vesper is already in gargoyle station. Can you see him on the arm of the chair? Custard's just sat like a normal dog and then Vesper does his gargoyle stance. Delightful. So yes, I thought I would answer a couple of questions whilst we wait for the washi tapes, and I'm going to do some painting at the same time so you don't get sick of my face. So I got a couple of questions asking to talk about a couple of things on my last vlog from Diana. Sorry, it is very tiny on this screen and I have really bad eyesight. So Diana asked if I could talk a bit about struggles and success as a full-time artist. What are your plans for your business and what do you hope to add to your shop? So those are some really good questions and some things that I haven't touched on for a while, so I thought I would just have a bit of a catch up about that area of life and business. So let's go. So I guess I'll start off by saying I've been self-employed for just over 3 years now. I left my job 6 months earlier than I'd actually planned to, but due to mental health just completely collapsing, I left my job because I felt like I didn't really have a choice in the matter. I had to get out of there and no amount of money could have kept me at that job. It was a well-paid job. I enjoyed it at the start, but gradually it just became something that I felt really disconnected to. It didn't speak to me anymore. I didn't feel like I fit in anymore with not just the corporate world, but the business ethics, the way they went about doing things, and the direction that I was going in with life as well. Just they didn't match anymore, and I think over time it caused a really deep depression and anxiety and just a lack of self-confidence in myself. I just felt like no matter how hard I worked, it was not good enough for anybody. I was always having to answer to people and tell them what I was doing within the business to make a difference and all that kind of garb that I didn't care about, and the more I tried to care about it, the less I did. So it caused a really unhealthy brain for me, and in the end it just got to a point where randomly one week I was like, I just can't take this anymore, and James was getting really worried about me, my family was getting really worried about me, my friends were telling me that I just wasn't the same person anymore and that they were worried about me too, and it was breaking me in more ways than one. So I wrote my notice out. I wanted to give myself that extra 6 months to basically build up a bit of a safety net and try and look after the finances a little bit more, because I'd recently got a mortgage with my husband James and I was terrified. I was really scared, but it had got to that point where my health was being so badly affected that I was so prepared to cut back on literally everything if it meant taking care of my mental health. I was very fortunate at the time that James was so willing and happy to support me if I needed that support. I had been building up my illustration business on the side for a couple of years on like a part-time basis, but in 2016 a lot of you guys know I had that hand accident where I went through a tendon in my drawing hand, so I had to have surgery on that hand and then months and months of physio, and it just left me in a place where I didn't really feel like my art and illustration was one of my strengths anymore. It felt like I was just playing in this massive playground and nothing was serious anymore, and that any hopes and dreams that I had of becoming an illustrator were just completely crushed by this freak accident that I had in my kitchen. I think, like a lot of people, being told by a medical professional, you're never going to do this again, you're never going to do this again, it sparks off some kind of determination sometimes in people, and that's what happened to me. I got told that I'd never handle dogs again. I was still working at my job at that time and that's what I used to do. I was a dog handler and trainer. I got told to rethink my career and that I would never be drawing again. I started to learn how to draw and write with my left hand, so to a certain extent my left hand has taken a lot of the strain over the last few years, but over time I've built up that strength again in my right hand and it's still my primary This is where the illustrations come from. So I recently treated this hand as well to a new ring from Dixie, and yeah, I just thought I'd treat this hand because I stopped. I know it sounds silly, but when I had my surgery I had bracelets on as well, and I had to cut them all off for my surgery. And I think because I'd had trauma to this hand, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but I don't wear anything on this wrist ever. And that's why I very recently started to wear rings again on this hand. It was always this hand. So recently I started to gain a bit of confidence again with just putting something on this hand. And recently I treated my hand to this new ring, which is kind of nice. It's kind of a little bit symbolic as well, to do with a bit of healing that I've been doing recently with regards to earlier this year and everything that happened. But yeah, me and this hand have been through the walls and back, let me tell you. But over time, over the last 3 years, it's kind of been like art has been, I guess like it is for many people, a form of therapy, and it's been a great source of physio. At times I've had to stop. I can't work for very long on it, believe it or not, which is why I channel a lot of my energy into things like Patreon, because I can create like digital content over there and do like blog posts and newsletters. I can film videos over there. But this is why I haven't yet kind of gone down the editorial route or any kind of other freelance working with magazines or books or anything of that sort of nature, because of the setbacks that I have with my hand. It just means that I can't work for very long in one sitting. So when I start a piece of work, it usually takes me a while to finish because I have to stop, start, and it's just how life is now though. I don't really think about it too much. The only time I think about it is when other artists are like, oh, I spent 9 hours straight doing a painting today. And I'm like, I can't even do an hour without needing a break because I just get such bad aches and pains in my hand. But I take a break and then I come back. So those are some struggles that I've had. And in terms of like the financial side of being self-employed, it's only been the last maybe year and a half that I've noticed any kind of stability within my business and feeling a lot safer, like financially. Patreon again is a big part of that, and I'm forever grateful to my patrons who allow me to take those breaks and also put the time and energy into other little projects and funding things like the sewing projects and the pouches, all of that kind of stuff. My Patreon page is the reason I'm able to get art supplies and invest in better equipment like this camera and the tripod and the microphone and things like that. So my patrons they're amazing. Thank you guys. Honestly guys, maybe the last year to a year and a half is when I've started to see any kind of stability. Definitely the last 6 months or so has been the best so far of my entire small business, which is a good thing because it means we're going in a good direction. But in the beginning I cut back on everything. Because of that, we haven't had a holiday for like 3 years. Haven't had a holiday since Paris in 2017. We don't really splash out on things. We became really savvy with our shopping, with our bills, everything. We cut back on a lot of things. Any luxuries, like any subscription boxes that I might have had, we cut back on those. And it also taught me that self-care doesn't always necessarily come from treating yourself to a face mask and a bath bomb. It comes from somewhere a little bit deeper. Face masks and bath bombs are a huge help and they're a tool to go in your mental health toolbox. I always wondered, like, why don't I feel better after this? I feel good, but I don't feel better. And it's because it's much deeper than that in my experience. It's a much deeper place that you need to dig down to look after yourself and practice a bit of healing. So I think over the last few months especially, I'm more grateful than ever to be able to call this my job, because I just can't imagine having to throw myself back into the corporate world that I used to be in after going through the miscarriage in January and just having to face people. I'm very much a hermit and I like to be in my own space, my own company. I like the quiet. I do virtual office with some small business friends, so I do socialise and I do work with other people like over Skype and things. But in terms of showing up to an office and being present and just working in such a big team after everything. I just can't imagine going back to that because of what I'm like as a person. And as much as this has been a struggle, and it's not been easy, it's never been an easy journey for me. I haven't been the kind of creator that's blown up overnight or had success come instantly. We're still growing in these parts, guys. It's still a slow and steady thing for me, but I'm really happy with where I'm at the moment, and really, really grateful for the support that you guys have shown over the years with my shop and my channel, Patreon. Even if you just come say hi on Instagram, it just means the world, so thank you. Thank you. Oh. This is one of the biggest deliveries I've ever had. I'm shook. I didn't realise the box would be that big. Oh my goodness. The quality is amazing. Oh yeah, that is super sticky. Oh my god, this is so weird. Guys, look, it's the Woodland Animals. Oh my goodness. Right, okay. I'm supposed to be going to see my niece in a minute, but I'm just, I've been waiting for this delivery. Hello. I've been waiting for this delivery now all morning, and it's now 1:15. So I'm just gonna have a little unboxing. This is the most surreal thing ever. Wow. Oh, you know what? I think what I'm gonna do is just grab one of each, and then later when I get back, which will literally be a matter of seconds for you guys, I will show you all of them. So I'll open a strip of each. But let's get that big box open. Oh my goodness! Ellis, why'd you make noises like this? Oh my god! This is like Christmas. Okay, what have we got? We've got squiggles. Oh, that's what I'm here for. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I've got a headache. No. Sick pay. What's that? Am I promoting a good work ethic? Ooh. I'll be right after a cup of tea. So British. Are you gonna help pack? No biscuit then. Pay your way, Schnitzel. Still waiting for the day that Custard makes me a cup of tea. You can't have these. Too much sugar. You just had some carrot. Yes, Mummy, but I want sugary biscuits. Okay, so I'm home from seeing my niece. It's warmed up a bit here, so I've scraped the hair up, and now I'm going to go through all the tapes and inspect and see how they turned out. So far I've managed to dig out these ones. So what am I missing? I'm missing a unicorn that I have to dig out. This is one of the most exciting deliveries I've ever had in my small business life. Custard thinks it's food. This is that one. Oh. 7, 11. Should we go through them all and have a good look? I am so excited. The Woodland Animals one is really, really pretty, so I'm excited about that. I need to remember which ones that I took to my mum, because bless her, my mum pledged for some, so I've just taken those to her now. But I need to remember which ones they were, so that when I'm counting, in my opinion, this is the worst bit. counting and checking everything, so maybe finding something cool to watch on Disney Plus or something. In fact, Ellis, you're so scatty. This is what happens when Ellis has a headache. Her head does not work properly. I'm going to unwrap these and show you them in my art journal. Words cannot express, you guys, how happy I am with these. The colours are gorgeous. This one is my favourite, which I'm so happy about because it was my favourite like digitally on the screen, so I'm really happy that this one came out. In my opinion, the best. I love it so much. So I've put a strip of each into my art journal just as like a memory, because it's a nice thing to have achieved, and couldn't have done it without you guys, so thank you so much if you pledged. Now I've got the task of counting all of them, so there's 2 boxes here I need to go through and check and count, but first I'm going to get into some slightly comfier trousers and a t-shirt because it is warm in here. Okay, Chester Cheese has finally got him a basket to go in, because at the rate he's growing, it seems to be the best option rather than keep forking out for really expensive big plant pots. Why are big plant pots so expensive? Probably because they're big, Ellis, obviously. So this is Cheese's old house, and I'm wondering whether I can steal it for my new studio fern. I'm supposed to be packing Kickstarter parcels, and instead I got distracted when that basket arrived. So here's my new fern. Oh, she's a little bit tiny for it. She's quite big up here. She could probably do with being repotted soon, actually. Her name's Fern, by the way. The fern is called Fern. Yeah, Mr. Cheese outgrew this pot, but I don't know, for now she could be alright in there, until I might repot her at the weekend though into a slightly bigger, like, inner pot. I felt sorry for her at the garden centre at the weekend. We went to go and get Cheese a pot, failed again, which is why I got him a basket online. And I felt sorry for this fern. She was all on her own, so I brought her home and named her Fern. Welcome to the family, Fern. I hope you enjoy your time here. Hope you have a long and happy life. Where shall I put you? That is the question. So I'm gonna head off now. It's now Friday, so it's post day as well. I'm just gonna take these shop orders to the mailbox because I also need to deliver grandma some meds, James's grandma. So I'm just gonna go and pop those over to her, take these parcels, and then when I get back, I'm gonna crack on with, oh, you can just see the top of them there, crack on with the rest of the patron parcels. I think I'm about halfway. And over the weekend James is going to help me with the rest. So for the rest of Friday I'm going to catch up on some admin bits, obviously get this video up for you guys, but I just wanted to say goodbye and I'll see you next week. But also thank you so much for your support and love and patience, especially patience with this campaign. Kickstarters can be a lengthy process, especially when you're getting things manufactured such as washi tape or pins, so your patience and love and support as always is appreciated beyond words. So thank you so much again, and I will see you next week.